weekend I went turkey hunting. I had my carbon stealth with me, and a lot of turkey hunting takes place in blinds just because it makes it just a bit easier to draw back and not be exposed. Here I have some hens coming in to my decoys, as you can see. It was a pretty good morning. I had quite a few toms around me. So one of the things I learned from turkey hunting is it's good to be in a place where there's turkeys and have an idea of the direction they're going. And I just want to talk a little bit about shot placement and turkeys. Here I am out hunting this weekend. You can see I have some nice hens in front of me and my decoys. And I hunted a lot of turkeys with bows. So here's the turkey I got this weekend. Pretty decent tom with my carbon stealth. And so obviously with archery equipment, you've seen the videos where people will shoot the neck of a turkey with usually an extra long broadhead that's meant for decapitating turkeys. That's obviously a great shot. They have to be close. You don't want them to get very far. That's a great shot. The other thing I've noticed is when turkeys walk away, shooting them along the backbone area is another great shot. But I'm going to talk about the typical hunting scenario where you want your broadside shot. So obviously the neck and the back are great shots. If you got a straight back shot, you can hit them right dead in the middle. Get them through the vitals, a little bit lower even. That is a great place in the neck. But typically you're going to see a turkey strutting, and you're going to have to take a broadside shot. I want to just kind of really push the idea that you need to follow the legs up. Here's the legs of the turkey. And in this case, I'd actually shot the turkey right above the legs. The reason I want to make that out very clear, especially for new hunters, is it's so tempting to shoot a big puffed up turkey right in the center. But a lot of times you end up shooting a little too far forward and shooting your arrow through the breast meat and never recovering that turkey. Here's the turkey I shot this weekend. And so it would have been very easy to want to aim right here. And if I was a little bit off, I might go through that breast meat and never see that turkey. You're better off following the legs up the turkey here. What happens when you shoot above the legs is that you'll hit the vitals often, because especially when they're up a little bit, if they're standing upright, even if they're tilted, you're more likely to hit the vitals. But you're also much more likely to break the legs. If you break the legs, break the hips, they're not going to go anywhere. You're going to get a good chance for a second follow-up shot, if even needed. In my case, every time I've hit right above the legs, the turkey's been very recoverable. But if I tend to shoot, my natural feeling is to shoot right in this region near the breast, you almost always can lose that turkey. So if you go to the Matthews site, there's some pretty good pictures of turkeys giving you the idea of where their vitals are. And so here's what I'm trying to make the argument for. When you do a broadside shot, obviously in this picture from Matthews, they're making the argument to shoot here where the vitals are. And obviously that would kill the turkey. But what typically happens is, especially if they're just quartering maybe away from you a little bit or so forth, is maybe the shooter might shoot a little bit more here, just a few inches here, and you've lost that turkey. While what I'm making the argument is shooting a few inches back, more above the leg, you're more likely to get the turkey. Well, in my case, once you break those hips and bones down, you've got the turkey. So again, while Matthews is making the argument to shoot here, that is ideal, and that is basically following the legs up. What typically happens, particularly with new hunters to, or new archery turkey hunters, is they tend to shoot here, and you'll lose a turkey in this area. This is all breast meat. You might get lots of feathers, you might get a lot of blood, but it's taking that shot back a little bit further. So I think is a safer approach. So from here to here, you're hitting all this bone. They ain't going to be moving anymore. If you shoot too low and you break this leg, they're not going to be moving either. Go a little bit higher, you break their backbone. They're not going to be going anywhere. So again, I favor the idea of just shooting just to, follow that leg up. In this case, I would recommend it's going a little bit further back, following that leg up. But just shooting right up above that leg, you're going to break something that will keep it from leaving the field. And the problem is a lot of people shoot too far forward when they're puffed up like that, thinking it's dead center, or maybe even thinking they're aiming for this spot and they just maybe pull their bow a little bit and end up in this breast meat. It's better just to aim a little bit further back. They show different pictures. Again, even this one is basically right above the legs, or right, if you think about a bird, or right above the legs still. Here's the vitals. If you're a little bit further back, you're breaking all these hip bones still, or if you're a little too high, you break the backbone. If you go the other direction, you're going to miss the turkey. Facing shots, or facing away shots, obviously they recommend right up the pooper. And I've never actually taken that shot, but I do like taking a shot when they're flat and their back is completely exposed to you. So if you're shooting from this side, you hit that back. Ideally, though, that might be a concern. This one is a little bit different. This one will still work here. I would probably take it a little bit, maybe right in here, but this is, again, a shot that maybe I would be a little bit hesitant to take if I can avoid it, just because you may, if you hit this side, you might hit that breastbone and you get an arrow trajectory off. So I'd probably still just try to follow the leg straight up. Again, most people would try to avoid a facing shot. Here's another example. If you end up shooting too far forward, you may end up hitting that breastbone and going in a different direction. And the backbone might bring it more into this region right here. Again, obviously this is going to be a kill shot, but under pressure, trying to figure out that angle, when you can just look up the leg, you have a much better chance of recovering that bird. I would be hesitant to take a head-on shot, especially if you have the bird's going to be typically moving, and we'll give you that broadside shot. But here, if it's going to be laying, when it's puffed up, right under the wattles is what they recommend. If you shoot too far down towards this beard, you're going to get possibly a deflection. So again, a little bit up near those wattles are better. But this is, again, going to be a more challenging shot. So anyway, again, I just recommend right up the legs. It might take you an extra inch or two behind where they're recommending, but there's more bone to break them down and keep them down, especially when you're using, in my case, I use rages, but anything that's got a broad cut is what I would recommend for turkeys also. So again, what Matthews is showing is great. I would just recommend this a little bit further back, just because it's just so easy to get into that breast meat. Even if you hit some of the gut by shooting a little bit further back, you're going to recover that turkey. Even a wing shot isn't necessarily a great shot. You might break the wing, but that turkey can still run off really far. So getting it where you take out those legs is key to bringing home a turkey on a typical archery shot, particularly for a beginner archer. Again, I've killed enough turkeys that I can't remember how many. All but one was with bow. And I've done those other shots too, where I've hit them in the neck, hit them in the back, great places. But when I've recovered a turkey on a regular basis, it's always shooting right above the leg. I'm not going to even try to convince you that I'm the one that came up with this. Obviously, I've learned from other experienced hunters. The person that really pushed this point home to me was Paul Korn, who's killed hundreds of turkeys with his bow, and you've probably seen the Paul Korn bow hunting channel. So this example applies not just to turkeys, but to big birds like this ostrich. Here I am hunting ostrich in South Africa. Paul's, of course, helped get this hunt going, and he was the mentor that helped me to learn a lot about turkey hunting and archery hunting in general. So here I am about to shoot an ostrich. That's what you told me to do.
Yeah, but follow the legs up, hit them right above the legs.
Luckily, I did hit it right above the legs, as we'll see in a moment.
Shot, I hope I got it, but
it was my first ostrich, so I have to admit I wasn't quite knowing what to do.
Well, it's like a big turkey, right? You just shoot him right above the legs, right?
Right in the middle.
All right, let's go.
Well, right above the legs, as we said. So here we go.
Take out the legs on the ostrich and they're done.
Just like a turkey, right? Same thing, just like a turkey. Good job, Richard. Oh yeah, well, obviously.
One arrow.
I see turkeys.
You killed him with one shot.
They bleed out. That's pretty cool.
They bled out. So I really emphasize turkeys or ostrich hunting. Shoot it right above the leg.
This time, got this beautiful ostrich on our last morning.
Thank you so much to my PH Yaco for helping me find this beautiful turkey, and for Paul getting me out here and taking the pictures.
Good job, and it's an ostrich, by the way. It's not a turkey. But I get it. I get it, because they're like this is like if we lived here, this is what we'd be hunting instead of turkeys.
And I'm so used to hunting turkeys with you. So.
Exactly. Nice. Thank you. Okay,
Thank
congratulations,
you.
man.
So again, Paul was the guy that really got me on to shooting above the legs, and he has like you said, he's shot over 100 turkeys easily with archery equipment, and he's also has a outfitting business called Tombstone Creek Outfitting. Recommend it. And that's what and it's an archery based place, and he really tries to get hammer that home above the legs. Obviously the neck and other things do work, but avoid that breast meat at all costs. So again, if you're going to go bow hunting, I really recommend it. I'll show you a couple examples where I've hit the turkey right above the leg and they don't go anywhere. This one also didn't go anywhere. I actually put the camera down on this one, but this is the one I got this week with my carbon Mach 1. Great shot. You can see it's about 20 yards away. This is a beautiful morning. Here was that turkey. This is the autopsy of the bird. So you can see I shot just right above the legs. Now, I would have probably liked it a little bit closer, over a little bit more. There's just a little bit back, a little further back than I wanted behind the legs. You see it even had some gut, but it bled to death and didn't go anywhere. Maybe 40 yards. In most cases, they don't even leave the field, especially if I'd hit right here. So again, right above the legs is a great shot for your broadside shot. Don't be tempted just to shoot in the middle of the turkey. They're a puffball. And a lot of times you'll end up shooting through the breast meat and not recovering the turkey. Here's a turkey that I had shot with my bow. This one, I got one right after I have it on camera, and this one you can see is the same arrow, is the same spot. Here's a tom that I'd shot a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'm not a big filming kind of guy, but I'll have my cell phone on me half the time and like taking a picture. But here you'll see that the arrows is right above the hip, and then I'll show you another example. So right outside the camera, when I shoot, the hips are broken, and the turkey can't. In this particular case, the turkey doesn't go anywhere. You can see the arrow right above the legs. It literally just died right about there. If you shoot through the breast meat, you might not ever see that turkey again. You go hundreds of yards. You might see blood trails, you might see scattering of feathers, but you won't find the turkey. Again, that's why I'm trying to emphasize to new hunters to shoot above the leg. Let me give you another example where it's even a better, more clear example from one of my previous hunts as well. Shot it right above the legs, and the turkey doesn't go anywhere. This is one of the safest shots that you can make. Again, if you're just going to be tempted to shoot in the middle, you have a good chance of missing the vital, going through the breast meat and not recovering that turkey despite seeing feathers and blood everywhere. If you hit above the legs, the turkeys don't really capable of leaving the field.
Yes.
So that's why I really want to press on new hunters of archery, well, new archery hunters that hunt turkeys. You can't just shoot them right in the middle, because half the time they'll be shooting too far forward, hit the breastbone, and not recover that turkey. You've got to hit above the legs, or do the next shot, or straight down the back. There's some other spots, but again, I'm talking about the broadside safe shot for hunters. Follow up the legs and just shoot. Just a bit above the legs. Upper part, though, of course, is preferable. And you will find that turkey. Anyway, I hope that gives you a bit of advice. It was a great day of hunting. Highly advise neck shot, back shot, but 99% of the time, wait for your broadside shot right above the legs. Doesn't matter if it's tilted or standing, right above the legs. Good luck out there. Thank you.